Everybody, welcome to Matt Men, your source for all things professional wrestling. I'm Andrew Zane. I'm joined by the one, the only, the king of the Magwas, Rich Stambolian.
Ooh, yeah. MG is the real king of the Mogwais.
No. You control him.
I control him, but you know what? I do accidentally feed him after midnight, and then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah,
in town.
and look what happened. He was such a handsome boy, and there he is now. His final form. How are you, MJ?
I'm great.
Are you huffing the canned air in the back?
I think so.
I hope
sometimes.
So. This show's
Keeps
all
me
about,
cool.
Yeah, he's doing whippets while we're doing the show. No wonder I have no buttons on my.
Wait. Did he say it makes me cool?
You know how Carlito bites the apple?
Mm-hmm.
He's just huffing dust spray.
MG's making homemade whippets.
The show's all about professional wrestling and us bullying our producer weekly here. A lot to talk about. Happy Halloween weekend.
Yeah.
All you ghouls and gals.
I heard you're going to be Super Mario.
Yeah, I'm going to be a sexy Mario. That's what my kid.
You're going to be a sexy Mario?
Yeah, I got to show it to you. It's a hipster Mario. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
I just told Jess to come in and show her outfit. She was doing a little dance for MG before.
Yes, she was.
He got very excited.
Did he turn off? Did steam come out of his ears?
Steam came out and he just started taking singles at. I don't know what the hell happened.
He turned into a cartoon wolf in a big suit.
His tongue started rolling, Fantastic. Hopefully she'll come in and show us later. I'm taking the kids to trunk or treat in about an hour at the school.
Where is the trunk or treat?
At OLBS.
That's interesting. Do they do it in the parking lot?
Yeah.
Have you done this? Have you done this before?
I shouldn't be talking about where we're doing this. I'm doxing myself right now.
Yeah, you're exposing yourself.
Yeah, I don't.
It's funny because that's a Midwest upstate thing. That's
trunk or
slowly
treat
trickled down. Yeah, it's slowly trickled down to the metro area.
Yeah, because you know what? Nobody opens their doors anymore here.
Good.
I don't open my door. I don't want these ghouls at my door.
You get trick-or-treaters.
I do, yeah.
I don't. I've gotten one trick-or-treater the entire time I've lived in this apartment.
That's amazing,
one
actually.
person, and that's it. Nobody bothers.
Yeah, my father stands under the house, or he'll pretend like he's like a mannequin on my stoop, and then when they come, he grabs people. It's nuts.
But he does that when it's not Halloween.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's like November. It's over. Oh, man, a lot happening in pro wrestling this week. We saw Ric Flair debut in AEW, which I want to talk about. Those ratings were not good. The viewership was not good for that show. And there was, I've been critical of AEW. Rich has been very critical of AEW recently. I thought this was a good show. I don't know what happened. A lot of people did not like this show. They were very critical of the talent that was on the show. That RVD segment plummeted. The rating plummeted from that opening segment. I think they went down that opening segment was over 900,000 people were watching the show, and then it just went down after that. But we're going to talk about that and a whole lot more. Rich, let's go into the news.
All right, WWE PLE announcements. WWE has announced the brand new PLE Bash in Berlin, which is set to take place on August 31st. 1944. 2024.
No, wrong year. Wrong year.
August 31st, 2024 at the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Brooklyn.
Berlin.
Brooklyn. Sorry, that was my fault. I want to blame MG for that one, but that's my fault. PLE Bash in Berlin, August 31st, 2024 at the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Berlin. This makes me think that the show is going to be headlined by Walter as the champion.
Dude, I mean, of course you got to headline it with Walter, right?
Yeah.
What a huge moment. But I think this is great. They're also running a show in Paris, allegedly, apparently, I believe so. This is what Nick Khan said last year, where they want to do way more international shows. They understand international business makes them a lot of money. You don't get these events there. And the thing about the UK, you bring an American act to the UK, you're going to do well. Look how the Jags are performing in London.
Yeah.
Right? MG, sellouts every time, right?
Yeah. Football is getting huge over there. And they're actually going to Germany next week. They're starting to go. They're doing shows in Germany. And last year, the NFL people were like there like an hour and a half after the game ended, just chanting. So
listen, it's a hot act because you don't get to see it, and I think for WWE to go to Berlin and run a big show, I don't know how big is that Mercedes-Benz Arena. It's not a stadium. Let's find out. Berlin, 30,000.
I'm gonna say that's
25,000. Let's see.
I'm gonna say 19.
19. Okay, let's see. Let's go to their Wikipedia page.
This is our price is right.
This is our price is right. 17,000. I was way over. I was way over, but this is great. It's something different. They're trying different things, and Paris is the front runner right now for Backlash next year.
Awesome.
So yeah. All right. They went to Puerto Rico. They saw the business that did. That was tremendous. I want them to go to Puerto Rico every year.
All the time.
I want Bad Bunny on that show. Did you hear his new album? It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
I have not listened to the new album, but I did see him on SNL, and I thought he was.
Yo, that skit was great. I'm not a big SNL fan anymore, but that was great. With who was in it?
The Shrek.
The Shrek. Oh, thank you. Oh,
the Shrek was great.
Hold on, Jess, you're not in your Luigi anymore. Oh no, MG got so excited.
Stop
He's like,
it!
I gotta go to the bathroom, and he took off. I don't know what happened.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Wacky Saturday morning show here. I got 2 cups of coffee here. They also said that Cleveland is the front runner for SummerSlam. All right, cool.
Cool.
All right. Endeavor's exploring strategic alternatives. Stake in WWE unaffected here. This could mean Endeavor itself is positioning for a sale. Very strange stuff happening here with this company.
Yeah.
I put this on here because I wanted you to kind of try to explain this to me because I don't get it.
I don't. It's too early to know. I don't know exactly. I know that there's that one major investor that wants to take it private. That was the rumor. I don't know. I'm gonna hold what I want to say and not say it publicly.
Fair.
Because there's a lot of blanks here. There's a lot of interesting stuff happening here. I don't know. Could they go private? Sure. Can somebody buy WWE back? That's a possibility.
True.
There's a lot of circumstances here. I don't know what their strategic positioning here is. I don't believe they're going to go private. I don't know why they would want to sell.
Could TKO stay public and Endeavor itself go private?
I don't know. I don't know what their structure is. I have to read more about it.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah. Rich, TNA's back.
Yes, sir. TNA's back. This is something that we've all been not waiting for. Impact Wrestling rebranded back to TNA Wrestling, starting at the Hard to Kill pay-per-view, as announced this past weekend at Bound for Glory. You know what's funny? This reminded me of the olden days of the first couple of years when we would do the show, right?
Yeah. Like
and
2011.
Yeah. And then on occasion, we would kind of I'd take a small dump on TNA, just a little one, right? And then we would get TNA head Backlash every week. Do you remember that? Where we would get these tomes direct message to us of don't discount TNA, blah, blah, blah. And it reminded me of I was like, yo, these guys are back. These guys are back with a vengeance, starting at Hard to Kill.
Yeah. It's interesting because I think this is a smart move for them to go back to the TNA name.
Yeah.
And Scott D'Amore, I think it was Scott D'Amore. He was like, listen, every time we go, every time we run a show, people are chanting TNA. So why not change the name back to TNA? I think this is a positive. I'm going to tell you why, right? What was the issue with TNA from the beginning?
You mean the numerous issues, their booking, their budget?
You know what? The biggest optics issue that company had. The biggest optics issue that company had.
Why don't you tell me? Because there's a lot of things that are floating around in my head. It looked like shit. Number one.
Yeah.
Number two, you repurposed these guys for zero reason instead of building new stars.
Okay.
You hired Hogan. Right?
I would say even 2002, right? TNA, 2004 TNA was great. 2005 TNA was great. The Kurt Angle stuff was great. There was a lot of positive in that company. However, fairly, unfairly, you decide, that stink of WCW continued.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay? That thing continued.
The bad part.
The bad part.
The-
Yeah, because what
yeah.
did you see? The first couple shows, those, weekly pay-per-views that you were watching, whatever it was, those penny pay-per-views or whatever. It was Buff Bagwell. It was Scott Hall. You had Ken Shamrock. You had Jeff Jarrett. You had that fake Steiner. Remember there was a fake Scott Steiner in that company? Does anybody remember that?
No. Well, I think, honestly, like the perception is that since Jarrett was on those final days of WCW, Jarrett brought that stank over with him, right?
Yeah, I think that
It
was
took
a
him.
lot of
It
that.
took him 23 years
to get it
to
off.
get rid of that, to get that stank off. Now he's a pleasure to watch. Like, we love the guy, and he's always been great. But it's like, like that company was mired, and God bless him because they're still around. That company has been mired in nonsense since day one, right? Originally, they were the last hope for the NWA, correct? Where their title was the NWA title.
Their title was, that was the last hope. And I think, was Christian the last one to hold it?
Was it Christian or was it Shane Douglas?
No. I think, it was Christian in TNA.
Okay.
Yeah. When they redid it. By the way, Lisa Ann's Backstage Convos podcast in the chat here. Little secret that I've been working on. Lisa Ann and I are working on a project for Sapphire. We do a weekly show at Sapphire now. Did you know this, Rich?
I mean, I was aware of it.
Lisa's become one of my good friends. Every Thursday we hang out.
Been aware.
We sip some of her wine. She went to Sicily. She has a wine coming out. It's fantastic. We're buddies, Lisa and I. So I recommend you guys check it out. Lisa Ann's Backstage Convos. It's fascinating. Fascinating show. She's the best in the freaking planet. There's nobody better than her. You're going to meet her next week at Exotica.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going. The Matt Men are going. MG, you're going to fly in, right?
Oh, dear.
Tell Horny Harry. He's coming. He should be there.
Horny Harry's coming. I think a couple of our guys are going to be. We know we're going to see some of the Matt Men faithful there.
Yeah.
Andrew and I are going to have a booth together.
Yeah. We're gonna be booth babes, dude.
Dunk the Matt Men.
Yeah, dunk the Matt Men. So I think for the problem with TNA from the beginning was that there was always that stink of WCW, and for the right reasons. I'm not saying it was unjust, but we are now so far away from that for that company, right? We are so far away. We are so removed from the worst of Impact and the worst of TNA, where I think they could rebrand it. I think there's enough nostalgia for the good that there was in TNA, and I think they've done some really good stuff. I think Impact has been a really good show. So this is great. I think this is a positive move for them.
It's funny that you mentioned the nostalgia of TNA because I think that's what Tony Khan is doing. I think we mentioned this last week. That Tony Khan is making his own perfect version of that certain era of TNA.
No.
Where you had
There's no
Sting,
perfect version.
Sting, Christian Cage, Jeff Hardy, all these guys walking around. This guy brought Flair out this week.
Dude, I
was in TNA. Lethal Lockdown, greatest match, one of the greatest matches Mick Foley ever had
with Flair.
Yeah,
that was not a bad match.
It was a great match. The guy wrote a book about the entire match.
Awesome. He loved it. I listen. I wish them well. This is good for the business. More wrestling, the better wrestling. You watch it. If you like it, you like it. I hope that this is a turnaround in some sorts. They start running some bigger venues. But the other thing is, how much market cap is there for wrestling?
Right.
I mean, that's a real question. How much will this take away from everything else? Or do they just have such a dedicated fan base that'll always tune in and that'll always go to their shows? And if they're running, 1,000 people or 2,000 people for a pay-per-view, that's good enough for them.
Bingo.
I think you hit the nail on the head, right? Because in my opinion, a lot of people who watch TNA are disgruntled with everything else. Like, this is too much to keep up with. I've heard that. We're like, WWE and AEW are too much to keep up with. But Impact, one show a week, right?
Well, don't they run pay-per-views like every week now?
No.
I don't know what their pay-per-view schedule is. They have shows constantly.
I think it's once a month, right? MG?
He's dead.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he is gone. He literally left.
He left.
Poof, he's gone.
Poof.
Poof.
I'm back. Right. Sorry, I had to get caught.
But I wonder, what? I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Fascinating stuff. Fascinating.
It's good for
They have
everybody.
great talent there. I hope they do really well, and I hope this is a positive move. So the Hard to Kill will be the first one. And you know what? They are hard to kill. They've survived 20 years. 22 years this company has survived.
Also, one positive about TNA and Impact, I've always loved their pay-per-view names.
Oh, yeah, great names. Yeah.
Hard to Kill, Bound for Glory, the other
Hard
ones.
to Kill, the other one. The other
I
one
always
after
like
that.
Lockdown.
Lethal Lockdown.
Lethal Lockdown,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did they ever do a King of the Mountain?
Starcade, that's another one, right?
Yeah.
Bash at the Beach.
Slammiversary.
Slammiversary. That's a good one. Terrible name, Slammiversary.
Really? I like Slam.
Do you?
Okay.
Yeah.
You're a wrestling fan. You're a wrestling podcaster.
Yeah.
Tell me what the fuck the difference is between Slammiversary and WrestleMania. They're both equally nonsensical.
They're both equally nonsensical. But what did Vince want to call WrestleMania? Wasn't it like Collision of the Titans or something?
Listen, I'd watch that pay-per-view too.
Rumble in the Coliseum.
It would have to like roll off the tongue easier. That's WrestleMania and Slammiversary roll off the tongue very easily.
One of the most biggest, like the greatest Vinceism that I has been locked in my head is when he goes, "Nuptials turn to napalm."
That is one of my favorites too. Very good.
What a great Vinceism.
Mhm.
Nuptials turn to napalm. As per the Wrestling Observer, Dave Meltzer says Roman Reigns' next pay-per-view appearance after Crown Jewel will be Royal Rumble. So not appearing at Survivor Series, and this is leading to more speculation. Why wouldn't Roman be on your big four?
Maybe
big planned.
Maybe Roman loses to LA Knight at Saudi.
No, can't be. I can't imagine that.
No.
I don't know. I think maybe Orton returned. Maybe the star power on that show's enough. Maybe they think War Games is enough to draw it. I think that's possible. I think War Games is strong enough.
LA Knight wins at Saudi.
And becomes world champion.
Right. Drops the title to somebody else.
Okay.
Roman wins the Rumble.
Yeah, but Roman's going to hit that 1,200 number. They want him to hit that.
They got to keep that straight.
They gotta keep it.
When's he hitting that?
I think he has another 100 days or less than 100 days.
There you go. All right.
He's over. Yeah, I think he has. What is he at right now? 11 something?
11:53, I think they announced yesterday.
Okay, so like maybe like
that's
100
perfect.
days.
So that's perfect, right? So like he wins at Saudi, something happens, and he's off TV for that amount of days.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm curious where they go with this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey made her surprise wrestling return. She made an appearance at Lucha Vavoom, teaming with Marina Shafir to take on Taya Valkyrie and Brian Kendrick. She teased doing more of these appearances. Listen, say what you want. It's cool on a certain level. I don't think I know anybody who's a Ronda Rousey fan anymore.
I thought her first run was fantastic.
Yes, agreed. 100%.
That was a
intro,
great run.
Her first run, awesome.
She was fantastic. I think, that match should have been her and Becky. They chose not to, and then it didn't happen the following year, and it didn't happen again. They had a big match, and I think part of the problem was that, that match was not great, and because of what time it went on. Do you remember how late it was?
Oh, yeah.
It was like 12:30, right?
It was like absurd how late that match was. I don't remember the exact time, but it sucked the energy out of the room, and I think it left people with a sour taste in their mouth. And when she came back, it just never was the same. Her wrestling changed a little bit. She wasn't doing, the judo stuff as much. She became a WWE wrestler, and that's not what made her attractive to people. As far as the wrestler, I'm not talking about visually, right? Very attractive woman.
She posted that whole match she did the other day on Instagram. If you want to check it out, it's back to what she
judo
was.
throws. Yeah, judo throws. Yeah, fantastic. Now this leaves, can she show up at AEW?
That would be cool. If she keeps doing stuff like this, I want her to show up at Bloodsport. Don't you think that would give her so much street cred?
You know
that would
what?
Bring the credit back. That would bring the credit back to Ronda Rousey.
You know
as far
what?
as professional wrestling goes. Yeah.
I would love that. I didn't even think of that. I would love for her to do. I mean, that's great, right? Her and somebody.
I also think that she just is having fun because I think she's teasing LA shows. So I think she's just showing up at these wrestling shows and say, "Hey, you want me to do something?" I think it's just as random.
Yeah,
as
I think she teased that there's something going on at a Revolver show in LA.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, so I think she'll do Revolver. Yeah, very cool. All right, I'm into this. Do your thing. I think that's a nice surprise for people at Lucha Bubble, and they've been running shows for a long time. AEW
Absolutely.
World's End. Where's the apostrophe? Is that grammatically correct?
I just
not.
copied it from
It's not.
Observer real quick.
Right? No. Not that you made the mistake. I'm saying AEW. That is not grammatically correct, right?
I don't
No,
believe
it's not.
it
There
is.
should be apostrophe there. Yeah.
There should be an apostrophe, but do you know why there isn't?
Or it could be, worlds plural.
Worlds,
Oh.
plural.
AEW is
Yeah.
blowing up the multiverse.
The multiverse
Right,
is
exactly.
ending. Yeah. World's End pay-per-view. December. We were talking about this for a while now. I think it was mid-September. We spoke about it on the show that AEW would be running a pay-per-view that weekend, most likely in New York. And a lot of people were speculating, well, it could be a Ring of Honor show, and that's when you could run the Hammerstein for Ring of Honor.
Right.
And then people thought, well, can you run AEW? But it would be too expensive. The tickets would have to be too much to make the money. Nassau Coliseum is getting it the night before their big New Year's Eve bash with Billy Joel.
Yeah.
I
So
wonder
come
if
for the wrestling.
Come
stay
for the wrestling.
Piano Man.
5 o'clock on a Saturday.
He's your guy, right? That's
He's
your
my guy. I love him.
Yeah.
God, I love him.
Billy Joel so much.
Love Billy Joel so much. Look, hold on. I'll show you. Oh, no, you can't see it. I got my Glass Houses album framed here with my 2 tickets for Billy there. I've
Have you
seen
ever met
Billy.
Joel?
Have I?
Yeah.
I've met a lot of Billy Joels. I've never met the Billy Joel. I've met a lot of guys from Long Island that crash their cars into people's homes. Tons.
We've definitely met a lot of Billy Joels, but have you met the William Jolton?
No, but I used to see him in Glen Cove riding his motorcycle up and down because he had a motorcycle shop in Glen Cove.
Singing his song stories.
He's just singing. Captain Jack will get you high tonight. He's on his Harley.
I like that your Billy Joel impression is Carol Channing.
It is Carol Channing. That is exactly what it is. A bottle of red, a bottle of white. Give me another one. Give me another one.
Piano will wait for you.
Uptown Girl.
Yeah.
I was a young uptown girl at one point. Rock Hudson didn't care for the girls.
I don't think we're talking about the
No,
same Billy
we're not,
Joel.
no. We're not talking about this. I don't know. I went down a vortex here. This is cool. Listen, it's MJF's hometown, right? Nassau Coliseum.
We're gonna go to this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, dude, you know what? That'll
Get
be
them
great.
passes.
Yeah, that'll
Get
be
them
great. We'll
passes.
Uber it though.
Yeah.
We're gonna Uber it.
Oh,
I'm not driving. I'm not driving to the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum.
We can charter a Cessna. It'll get us there in 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll charter a Cessna to go. All right, cool. But here we go, right? They have had a pay-per-view. How many pay-per-views? Let's do the math again, okay?
Okay.
Revolution. Double or Nothing.
2.
Forbidden Door.
Tree.
What was after Forbidden Door, guys? All In.
4.
All Out.
5.
Wrestle Quest. Dream.
Wrestle Quest Dream. That's 6.
We got Full Gear. And
7.
now we got this one. So 9.
8.
8? 8.
That was 8.
8 plus all the Ring of Honor. So there you go, 12 pay-per-views.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
that
whatever
that person told us at the show. He goes, "Listen, AEW Ring of Honor is canon. Ring of Honor is AEW canon, and we have to look at it that way. It kind of changes your perspective, right?
It's kind of funny how like it's canon, but also like the only 2 things you see from it are the tag belts and Samoa Joe.
Yeah. Well,
And the 6-man too.
yeah, you see. I mean, you're seeing it now more and more.
Yeah.
Can we sing some more Billy Joel songs?
Mm-hmm. Isn't there one?
Tired of living in your one-horse town. No.
You know, I'm at a loss to name the Billy Joel songs. What's the What's the heart attack one?
Give you a heart attack, tack, 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 tack. You ought to know by now. That one?
Jesus.
Yeah, that's the one.
Go out to
That's the one.
Hackensack. Is that all you get for your money? That one?
Can you please can you punch up the lyrics and just sing the entire song? How many people are watching right now?
Oh no.
Between MG dancing and you doing Billy Joel?
Mama, because I'm moving out. Somebody's opening my door to peek and see this. Oh, it's Hunter.
I find it so hysterical.
Do you know, I used to get loaded at press and start doing that at the bar, and Diana used to get furious with me.
Well, I can imagine because it's not a
Furious.
karaoke bar.
It is not a karaoke bar.
It's not a
And
big
you know,
place
unfortunately,
either.
it was like 1 PM.
Is yelling something about Hackensack. What am I gonna do with this money?
He bought a Cadillac, like. Terrible. Wonderful. All at the same time. SmackDown, let's go into this. This is going to be
Let's
one
do
of
it.
those shows. You're not getting jack shit from me on this show. It's just going to be
No.
me being a lunatic, okay?
No scoops. You know, nobody ever talks about your Billy Joel impression. Everybody tries to get you for the scoops. They're like, oh, Andrew said this,
Yeah.
Andrew said that. I would like the next headline to be, Andrew went down a rabbit hole of singing Billy Joel songs on Mad Men. I don't think he's okay.
Don't you dare me, okay? Don't you guys dare me. I will get RJ City on the show, and RJ and I, for the next 45 minutes, we will just sing terribly Billy Joel lyrics. You know, he's like a half a Long Island guy, right? He's from Toronto. I've never met a man or a woman from another country that has the most distinct North Shore Long Island accent.
That is true.
He has.
He's very comforting. His accent is very
It's
comforting.
so comforting. He has the heaviest, like Port Washington, Long Island, North Shore, Oyster Bay, Glen Cove accent I've ever heard in my life.
Can you do Moving Out, but about MG?
Oh God.
Don't you dig your hole and give you a heart attack, tack, 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 tack. Just digging,
that's good.
dude. SmackDown.
That's
Let's go
good.
into this, Rich.
All right. We had the Roman Reigns LA Knight contract signing. This was last night's SmackDown. Great opening to the show. Great bit. LA Knight took Roman's seat at the head of the table for the contract signing. Jimmy Uso would end up attacking Knight, which led to Uso being put through a table at the beginning of the show. Very good. I really love this dynamic between Jimmy Uso, Roman, Paul Heyman, and LA Knight. I think is a great foil for this. Like, who knew, right?
Yeah. I didn't see this coming for LA Knight. I was hoping it would be, he would get this push, but he is so, again, I told you, teenage boys love him.
True.
Right?
And teenage men love him too.
And teenage men love him too. You are the cutest, oldest teenager in America, right?
It's just America's cutest teenager.
America's cutest teenager.
Don't give me the extra monikers.
I'm rebranding you. My son loves him. He loves LA Knight. Why? What? Tell me why. He comes out. He's doing this with his head. He puts his hands up. Does
Well,
this?
he nailed it.
He
He's
nailed
a
it.
cartoon.
He's a cartoon. He is a pro wrestler, and
Yeah.
he's a tough guy pro wrestler, and he has these wise ass lines, and that's what people like, and it worked. I
Yeah,
thought this was
It
cool.
works for him.
Yeah.
He's got a good look, strong personality, right?
Yeah.
He looks like he could fight. I think that's a big thing too,
Yeah.
He
He's a
looks
big
like he
guy,
could
too.
handle it.
Yeah. I don't, obviously he's not beating Roman, but
never know.
a U.S. title run, a strong U.S. title run for an upper mid-card position. You could challenge for the other world title, have him do something. There are these moments. They come once in a while. People organically get over like this, and you have to go with it. I'll give you a great example. Montez Ford, right?
Yeah.
2 years ago, we were saying this guy is a future world champion, right? Great, likable babyface. His trajectory changed. And he was a guy that they were elevating. His trajectory slowed down for whatever reason.
Yeah. I think he's still on the up though. I like the heel turn.
You like the heel stuff?
I like the heel turn because then it's going to be like I think this is when they pull the trigger on the split where you have Dawkins staying heel and Montez being like a white hot baby face.
Yeah. Well, I think Montez Ford is great. I think Angelo Dawkins is great. They defeated the LWO, Carlito and Santos Escobar. Yo, Carlito's too big.
Yo, he's big. When he did
So
that top rope thing, I was like, it looked like somebody dropped a ton of bricks from the roof of a building.
I like
That's
that.
not a knock on him.
Did you hear his interview? He's like, yeah, I was supposed to go, and then I don't know what happened. We stopped talking, and then he called me. Whatever. He's like, he doesn't care. He's like, I'll do whatever. You know.
He's still the king of Caribbean cool.
He is the king of Caribbean cool. I miss his old theme though. I don't like this new one. All right, Shotzi defeated Chelsea Green. Yeah. Did you see Shotzi on Halloween Havoc?
Yes.
Oh man, I told Jess, I'm like, that's what you got to put on. The pinhead look. Shotzi defeated Chelsea Green. John Cena segment with Paul Heyman. Cena came out talking about how his career could be coming to an end. Heyman warned him that if he couldn't talk, he would be nobody. Interesting.
Great setup for Solo Sikoa. You know, very cool, like Paul Heyman, John Cena interaction, you know, like just acknowledging that the fact that this guy's been doing it for 20 plus years. Let's go back for a second. That opening segment with Roman and Paul Heyman, like the backstage segment, hysterical because they're promoting those those team championship belts.
I saw, they had, what was that, a Green Bay one, right?
It was because they were in Wisconsin. It was a Green Bay one, and Paul Heyman's like, "Listen, I'm going to give this to LA Knight because this is the closest he'll come to a belt." And I'm like, you know what? How many belts did that sell last night?
Oh, they had to have sold a ton of them, dude.
Right?
I got to tell you, when you go to those live shows, especially like a house show, the merch, like they do great. Like people are buying up everything.
Oh yeah,
I can give you a first-hand account, and I've mentioned it before when we went to SummerSlam. There was every third person had a belt around their waist.
Yeah. And those things are $300-$400.
They're like those NFL ones are $550, I think, or something ridiculous like that.
Get out of here.
Yeah. I'll look them up.
Listen, I like the Giants, you know. Yeah. I'm not a big football guy, unfortunately, for a lot of you guys. I think a lot of people want to talk to me about football, and I'm like, I watch it, but it's not my thing.
Same here. Yeah.
Baseball, I'll sit down and talk to you for hours. Okay. Basketball, fine. Hockey, I'm into. Football, I don't know why. I could not get into it. I think because my parents were immigrants. That's why.
That's exactly it. That's 100% why. Because
all my life, I heard this isn't football. What do you mean this is football? Where are they kicking? That's what my father would say. This is stupid sport. My father, every time. Why call it football? It should be handball.
But then handball something different.
Okay, you ready
handball
for this?
Something very different.
Ready for these prices?
Yeah, give me the prices.
So the world heavyweight title, Seth Rollins belt, goes for $499, $500.
That's
so
fine.
is the
Natural.
undisputed.
Great.
Yeah,
cool.
The San Francisco one they have listed here. I know they have more, but I'm just looking at the San Francisco Giants legacy belt, $549.99.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. And then
listen,
then
you know my members will buy that.
Oh yeah, they will.
Yeah.
You'll by the time the Super Bowl's around, you'll see tons of those everywhere.
Yeah.
How many Swifties are buying Kansas City belts?
Oh my God, I bet tons.
A lot.
Tons. They're loving it. The NFL's loving this.
MG, I gotta ask you because we're guys. We had an open invite to Matt Men Fantasy Football this year, and I'll pop into that chat sometimes, and then I'll be like, I don't know what these guys are talking about.
Yeah, me too.
But MG, how do you feel about the whole Taylor Swift Kansas City thing?
I think it's dumb, but I see what they're doing.
Why? Why is it dumb?
Because it's annoying. Because they do it so much.
I hate the Goyles. That's why the Goyles can't be invited to this. No,
that's the headline.
It's marketing.
MG hates women.
I get it.
That's the headline. MG hates women.
It's the same. Okay, to spin it back to wrestling, it's the same with all the video packages when you just want to watch the matches. It's the same thing.
No,
right?
it is not the same thing. Because think about it this way, okay? If you're the NFL, right? What is one demo that you never get?
The ladies.
Teenage girls.
Girls.
And what is that? And now you have all these teenage girls buying Kansas City Chiefs jerseys.
I think they're also going to buy these replica belts that WWE is selling.
You think so? That's what's going to happen?
I think so.
It's amazing.
I think so. Because imagine if WWE played their money right, imagine if they sent Taylor Swift one of the Kansas City belts, right? And she wore it on TV at the next game. How many people do you think would buy that belt?
Oh, tons of people. I think she's a mark. You know, she doesn't sell a lot of stuff. She's not like a Kardashian, where they're selling everything,
merch,
hawking elixirs and ointments and potions and whatever the hell they
snake
sell.
oil salesman.
Yeah, she doesn't do that. She doesn't do it. So.
But she makes money. She makes
a ton of money. So what do we have here? Dragon Lee defeated Cedric Alexander. Dragon Lee's great. Bianca Belair segment. She challenged Io at Crown Jewel. So that match is set up. I think we're going to have like 7-8 matches there. And LA Knight defeated Jimmy Uso, 13 minutes and 31 seconds. He got the better of Roman to end the show. This Crown Jewel card. Let's take a look at this. John Cena, Solo Sikoa. Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest. Okay, great match. Rey Mysterio, Logan Paul, U.S. title. Put that put that U.S. title on Logan Paul.
Yep, I think they are.
Yeah, and you know what? You have LA Knight chase it.
I would love that. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, and you pivot that way, and LA's still in a hot position here. Women's Championship. Io Sky defends against Bianca Belair. Women's World. Oh, it's the Women's Championship and the Women's World Championship. Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley defends against Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark in a fatal 5-way. How are they going to do with Rhea Ripley in Saudi Arabia? What do you think they think of her?
Well, she's wrestled there before. I think they just covered her up completely.
I mean, she's so just daunting, a full body suit. To that country. No one looks like that lives there. Nobody.
I think they put her in a full bodysuit last time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The eyebrows were covered too. Just eyeballs. That's it. Undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns defends against LA Knight. And World Heavyweight Championship Seth Rollins defends against Drew McIntyre.
Great.
Yeah. All right. Cool. This is a great card. Yeah. You know what? Those shows are always big. They feel good. And Brock Lesnar's not on this one. First one that Brock's not on.
Yeah, he might show up at the end, right?
Yeah. Halloween Havoc. Let's do a quick one.
Lexis King, Brian Pillman Jr. defeated Dante Chen in his debut.
What did you think of this?
Good for Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah.
Good for Pillman Jr. Hopefully he makes it to the main roster. Yeah, exactly.
I got to tell you, though, that AJ Styles goatee is not working for me, though.
No.
It's very doot. You know what I mean?
It.
Hey, man.
I thought they cleaned him up and made him presented him better than he was in AEW. So
I mean, they gave him a little bit of polish, and I hope he's able to do well there. It's a hard business, especially, I hope he does well.
Same.
I don't want to see anybody fail.
Chase Hughes, Andre Chase, and Duke Hudson defeated Tony D'Angelo and Stax to win the tag titles. Great. And Lyra Valkyria defeated Becky Lynch to win the NXT Women's title. Nice little rub from Becky Lynch.
A lot of people were surprised. They were surprised by that.
Yeah.
I think they're very high on Lyra, like very high.
Yeah. She's good. MG's grunting.
Talk about
again.
Dynamite?
Did you see he's grunting again?
No, I heard it. I think he's also smacking his microphone.
Yeah. Stop touching your mic. All right, let's go into Dynamite. You take the lead, Rich.
AEW World Champion MJF defeated Juice Robinson with the guns for the Dynamite Diamond Ring. The Bullet Club Gold challenged Max to a 4-on-4 with 3 partners of Max's choosing. This is while the Acclaimed ran into the ring to kind of clean house a little bit, but Max denied them. Kenny Omega came out on the ramp to tell Max he couldn't help but wants his title shot at Collision. This is all mumbo jumbo, so I'm trying to piece this together.
Yeah.
So tonight we're getting Kenny versus MJF, and I believe Samoa Joe will be in MJF's corner tonight, right?
So there's a lot of moving parts here, right? Because everybody's gunning for him now, and this is I like this. I'm into this, right? You have Kenny now, right? You have Kenny. You have Jay White.
Yeah,
Samoa Joe. Wardlow's like in the back. You don't know what's going on with Adam Cole, right? That's kind of looming with him. Who else was challenging? Somebody else challenged him. Maybe the story's going to be that he couldn't keep going. Like, it just wore him out, and then somebody beats him. He had to face all these top guys every week, and he had nobody to help him.
Well, isn't that also kind of like the Flair story of like Flair almost always losing that title?
Almost always losing the title, yeah.
And then kind of using the heel moves to come out on top. I feel like they might go that same trajectory with MJF. But also, like, is this a good title run?
No. Okay, I'm not going to say no. I think Max has had the best matches he has had, and in this run. However, isn't it? Listen, this is just my theory, right? I don't know if this is storyline driven or this is just happenstance. Isn't it fascinating that his entire title run, he has not been the prime focus?
Right.
Okay, gonna give you an example. CM Punk comes in, he has his X title, right?
Mm-hmm.
The real world's champion.
Right.
Max is secondary. Because Punk is obviously a bigger name. Now, he doesn't even walk around with his belt. He's walking around with a Ring of Honor tag title. Jay White has his title and he's running around with the title.
I do like the theft of the title, though.
I don't know. You know what? I sometimes like it, but like, you're trying to build your TV, right? You're trying to build MJF. Yeah. I want to see him with that title. I want to see him with 2 titles. That's telling me, oh, crap, this guy's really good.
Do you think they wrote MJF into a wall?
I think it's been challenging. I think there's been, the Punk thing diverted a lot of stuff. Everything got scrambled, right? They had to refocus an entire TV show. Reposition everything.
Too. Yeah, it's also perception too.
Yeah.
Well, because like, as I think, I don't want to speak for anybody, but I do think most wrestling fans would rather see that belt on somebody else, right? Like a Kenny or even like a Jay White.
Yeah.
Or a Samoa Joe. I think MJF as champion is awesome. It's great. The guy deserves it. But this, I don't know. I don't want to know where the story goes. I never want to know where the story goes, right? But I feel like if they're doing something really epic and cool, they're on the way there with all this stuff that's happening in between.
No, I thought this opening segment was great. They told you're right. They did a good job at telling you the story that everybody's coming after him. That Kenny moment was great. However, like, build it. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know that this match is happening on Collision, because then you're able to sell tickets. I'm able to prepare to tune in. It's a rough night. It's Halloween weekend. Everybody has something going on.
Yeah. James in the chat room brought up a good point, which is kind of interesting, since MJF is waiting for his 3 partners, right? James says, I think that his 3 partners are going to be Kenny, Wardlow, and Joe.
I think that too. Like, that's exactly what I think.
The 3 guys that are coming after him somehow are like, hey, we'll be on your side, but we want to protect you for our own selfish interest. Or listen, why not Wardlow and FTR? Bring back the Pinnacle.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to tell you, I don't know where they're going with this. I kind of like the surprises. I thought this was a really good show, but apparently a lot of people did not. And
it was a great show.
I'm very surprised by this. So this show started off hot. They had over 930,000 viewers for this opening 2 segments, and then it plummeted.
I didn't even put the Acclaim stuff in here too. That's another thing that's going on with
the
MJF.
Acclaim stuff with with Max Caster, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And who's behind the mask? So I do like that. I want to see what happens next, because that was the thing that drove ratings in the 2000s and the late 90s. Okay, cool. I like this better than the Adam Cole stuff. I was not a fan of it. I don't like those hokey vignettes. It was very NXT-ish. Those best friend vignettes. Mm-hmm. It did nothing. So who's behind the mask? We don't know. Could it be Max Caster?
That's going to be a very interesting reveal. A lot of folks are saying Swerve.
Swerve is behind. No, I think Swerve is going to be married with Hangman for a little bit.
For a while.
By the way, that great bit, too. Let's go into the next one. FTW champion, Hook. Rob Van Dam in Philly. Rob Van Dam came out to Pantera Walk, which was very cool. I get such a kick out of the fact that this man, now late in his career, can come out on national TV with that theme.
Exactly. Finally, right?
Right? And it just shows you, like, WWE could have done this.
Yeah.
Why not?
Tony Khan's fixing the timeline.
Tony Khan has fixed the timeline where I don't have to hear that WWE dub.
Right.
Who's coming out to New Jack's theme? That's what I want.
Go to New Jack.
That's what I want. I want someone to start dressing up like New Jack and doing it. I think,
Like,
you know what? Jack Perry. I think that should be his next gimmick. I think he should become a New Jack.
I would love it if Jack Perry became a New Jack.
He's the new Jack Perry. There you go.
That would be.
That's his gimmick. He comes with the bandana
beautiful.
and the Tupac shirt, and he comes with the shopping cart and does the whole thing. The stupid
Give
dance
us
that
New Jack
he does.
Perry.
Yeah, you know what? Someone please Photoshop this, but do it the right way. Don't make it inappropriate, okay? I don't want something that's a little taboo for me to post. I want him as New Jack.
Give us New Jack Perry.
Okay? I want
New
you to
Jack
keep
Perry jumping off a 30-foot scaffolding.
Yeah. On like, who was it? Vic Venom? No. That was Vic Venom was Vince Russo. What was the guy's name? That he broke
the
his
dude
skull.
He knocked off. The guy he knocked off the scaffolding.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget now.
No, Venom was like the prodigy in Shawn Michaels' territory.
Okay.
You remember when Shawn had his school? This guy Venom was the world champion. Shawn came out of retirement in like '99 and wrestled him.
Oh, interesting.
And
Did
nobody
he become anybody or no?
Venom.
Vic
No,
Grimes.
I don't think so. Vic Grimes. There you go. Vic Grimes.
Yeah. Vic Grimes.
So FTW. I thought Rob looked good. I thought this was fun. But what do you do with this? A lot of this. We do a lot of this.
Yeah.
Tony Khan's big surprise for Sting. A lot of people didn't see this coming. It was the Nature Boy Ric Flair, Tony Schiavone in all of his glory, okay? So here's the visual if you didn't see this. Sting's in the ring, Tony's in the ring. Sting's son is in the corner with his broken arm, just standing there very sad.
Mhm.
And Rick's music hits, okay? Tony is so excited, Tony Schiavone, that he can't even say the man's name. He can't say the Nature Boy Ric Flair. He goes, Nature Boy! And that's it.
He's excited. He's got the band back together.
And Flair started talking. And you know what? He cut a nice promo. He started fucking chopping the shit out of Sting randomly.
Oh, it was awesome.
And he started doing this thing. And he bounced off the rope. I loved it. I ate that thing up. People hated it.
Why? I don't understand that.
I don't get it. I thought this was great.
It has to do with the backlash.
What backlash?
From the Dark Side of the Ring stuff.
Dude,
Listen,
I'm going to tell you something. Everybody knows who he is. There's no secret here, okay?
Right.
Everybody's known. It's been years. This thing, people knew 22 years ago what happened. Listen, he's a 70-year-old man with a very different mindset from a different era.
Right, exactly. Who's always been in the limelight for the most part.
Who's been in the limelight for the most part, okay? Is he a lunatic? Yes, they all are. It's pro wrestling. They're all lunatics. Should you not do what he did? Absolutely.
Right.
But you gotta pick and choose your battles here.
Yeah. It's Ric Flair. It's wild, man. That guy is like not the person, almost like the aura of Ric Flair, right? Like, what other old man is brought onto like football fields to woo, or baseball games, or like athletes and rappers love this guy.
Yeah.
You don't see Warren Buffett at an NBA game, like hanging out with people, or like on the field at like a Super Bowl, like, or in rap videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, if you want to cancel everybody, start with everybody. There's many people committing worse things current day than Ric Flair 22 years ago from Dark Side of the Ring. Listen, not defending him at all.
Right. Yeah.
Not acceptable. But do you forever punish somebody?
It was a different time. It was a different time back then.
Even back then it wasn't acceptable. I would not say it was acceptable 22 years ago.
But you look the other way. But you look the other way easier than people do now.
I'm waiting for the comments that say, Andrew, how could you?
I know I'm going to get it.
I thought you were better than this.
You know what?
I'm going to comment. That's one of my comments.
Let me fucking enjoy wrestling, okay? You know my comment is, let me just fucking enjoy TV. Let me enjoy my fucking TV. I get it. I get it, and I agree with you. But I can't look at life that way. It's not in me.
He also did his best not to cry, which I thought was great.
He did his best not to cry.
Be...
Did you see him on Kill Tony? He did Tony Hinchcliffe's show.
No.
And okay, so he got loaded on there. Okay,
Of course.
he got loaded, and he got very upset, and he didn't like the tone of the show because it was making people come up there and they start performing, and you roast each other, and they tell them that they're terrible, and sometimes the comics aren't good. He got really upset. He's like, "I'm not for bullying. I'm all about having fun. I'm sorry, guys. I'll see you later," and he walked out.
Good for him.
Nice.
Yeah, he walked out.
I gotta go. Can you do a Flair impression? Can you do Ric Flair singing "Moving Out" about MG?
I can't do it.
This is your improv test.
I can't do
today.
it. You know what? I'm gonna tell you. If you want to start canceling, cancel every freaking actor. Cancel every musician. Okay. Cancel every athlete. Current day stuff is going on. What happened here? My stream is broken here. There we go. Anyway, well, it was sad. It was a very sad appearance. Like I feel he's an old man. He's an old man, and listen, I can't. Again, I'm not. I don't want to dive into it. It's too much. I just want to fucking have fun and talk about wrestling. I don't want to talk about the wrestling stuff.
Exactly.
Really.
Leave the heavy stuff for another show.
There's plenty of other shows that you could get the heavy stuff from.
Exactly. Plenty. Moving on, the Elite, Hangman, Matt, and Nick Jackson defeated the Hardys, Matt and Jeff, with Brother Zay to retain the ROH 6-man tag team titles. Fun match, but I think the best part about this segment was Swerve and Prince Nana breaking into Hangman's house and stealing his baby,
talking shit to his baby,
which was great. I feel like if they really wanted to push now, if I used just a little bit of creativity and I was back there, I would have been like, Swerve, spit on the baby on your way out.
Oh my God.
That I feel like that would be the most heinous thing, and then I feel like that. All right, this would be my pitch, right? Swerve does that.
You know what though? People would lose their minds.
Hangman shows up like
that's
classic
the point.
Hangman with the noose around his neck, right?
Oh my God!
And he murders everybody to the point where Hangman becomes one of the biggest heels of the company.
He just loses his mind.
So distraught that he just cleans house every week. Like Kane. He becomes like Kane. And he cannot be calmed down.
Does he wear a mask?
No. But he's got the noose around his neck. Like,
but every time you say baby, he goes in rage. Yeah. I thought it was good.
Adam Cole.
Swerve is so good. He's so good. I kind of was like, I kind of had an idea where they were going with this and talking to people there, and I loved everything that they were doing. And he has stepped up, and I think, for a company that is relying a lot on older talent right now, right? That is, you could criticize him on that. They're also building guys like him, and I think there's something really special about him, about Swerve. There's something there, and I'm glad it's coming out now. People are noticing it.
Absolutely. And you know what? What a great guy for him to feud with, too. Like, I feel they have a lot of chemistry.
Yeah.
Do you think this ends up in a tag or no?
I don't know. I don't know how this ends up, but I'd like to see Swerve win. I don't want him to lose. He lost to Danielson, but I want to see him on a win streak here.
It would be nuts if they had, if they had Hangman go so bananas that he becomes the heel and Swerve ends up the face, even though he broke into Hangman's house.
I love that. I'm into that. Stealing his baby. He should have taken the blanket or something. But where was the mom? The baby's mom was sleeping. She was sleeping.
And it was a dark house too. No baby monitor.
No baby monitor. Just very dark. They just no lights.
Mm-hmm.
Sheeta defeated Ruby Soho to retain the AEW Women's title. And the main event here. Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli defeated AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy and Okada. This was a very low-rated main event. People didn't stay for it. I don't know why. There was a lot of competition, but I don't... Listen, I think it could have been a fluke week. It could have been anything. It's not a trend. Last 2 weeks have been really good for the ratings. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah. I like the end of the show. I like the big brawl to end it. And I did like Okada teasing Danielson. Like, hey, your arm, your head.
He's huge, huh? Isn't he huge, Okada?
Big dude.
Big dude. People don't realize that. AEW Rampage, Santana defeated Ortiz in a no DQ match.
Great.
Abaddon defeated Anna Jay, Willow, and Sky Blue in a number one contendership match. The Alpha, I like that. That's his nickname now. Takeshita with Don Callis and Powerhouse Hobbs defeated Kyle Fletcher. Fletcher looks to be part of Don's family now after he attacked Hobbs and Takeshita. What?
Go down one. Go to the next page.
Oh, Callis pulls him off and then calls. Okay, got it. Thank you. This is straight out of Star Wars. Great. Thank you.
Okay. Way to go, MG. You know this guy hates Star Wars.
I hate Star Wars. Don't talk to me about
Star Wars. This is the only person.
That's an example. That's what it reminded me of.
Only person in my life that hates Star Wars, and that's it. But
I have trauma. I have childhood trauma from it. That's why.
I can't have another person in my life that hates Star Wars. Andrew's the only one.
My father would make me watch it every fucking Saturday. After he worked on his car and he had like 8 beers, he'd be like, "Listen, we have to watch episode 3. Dark Vader. It's always Dark Vader and not Darth.
I think it's more of a crime.
Vader.
It's more of a crime that you hate Star Wars than don't watch football.
I have no interest in Star Wars. It does nothing. Star Trek, Next Generation, Data.
So you're depriving your kids of Star Wars, basically.
Borgs. Yeah, my kids don't care about it. Yeah, they don't care about Star Wars.
Wow. We're going to have to
The chat's canceling you over to Star Wars.
Over Star Wars? My dad's a robot. He's a giant robot. Look at me. I'm fighting with lights. Listen, I get it. People like it.
I was at a friend's house a couple of weeks ago, and we were bullshitting, and I was like, she was blown away by my next statement, which is, yeah, I talk about Star Wars every day.
You know what? I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it.
Million friends that I talk about Star Wars.
You know what? I'm going to say it. Fuck Star Wars, okay?
Oh,
it's garbage.
Don't do it.
Terrible.
Don't do
it's terrible.
Don't do it.
Terrible. You know what else I hate? You know what else I hate?
just plummeted.
You know what else I hate? The fucking Hobbit.
You're nuts.
I hate those little
Hobbit
things.
or Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings I like.
Okay, so you like the trilogy, the Lord of the Rings
trilogy.
Yeah. The Hobbit trilogy.
I don't like the Hobbit trilogy. Okay. I like the Lord of the Rings, and I hate Harry Potter.
I'll give you a pass on the Harry Potter stuff.
Boo-hoo.
But I mean, Star Wars, man, come on. Unsubscribed and reported. That's what Eddie says. Guys, listen, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so I'm more than making up for Andrew's hatred of Star Wars. Like, I effing love Star Wars.
What else is there that I don't watch, I don't get, that people love?
I'm gonna grab something real quick.
Yeah. Is it a Star Wars thing?
Oh, it's Star Wars related. This was a gift my wife got me for Christmas 2 years. Well, she ordered it 2 years ago. It came like maybe a
Mark
month and
Hamill
a half ago. This is Luke Skywalker at the end of
Mandalorian
at the end of the Mandalorian, where he's crushing one of those I forgot the name, the Death Squad droids, and it comes with a little Grogu. And this is one of the greatest things I've ever gotten in my life. I love Star Wars. Andrew, I'm so sad that you can't share that joy.
I'm sorry, I can't. I've tried, and it's tedious for me. I don't know why.
No, I get it. I know why it's tedious for you, because there's a lot of Star Wars. Like, there's as to quantify Star Wars is like almost like watching wrestling. You know?
Yeah.
I watched
I thought The Mandalorian was a good show. Didn't hate it. You know, my son's into it, so I watched it. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's okay. Fuck
Andrew's
Star
put
Wars.
on Star
I don't care.
Wars.
I don't
It's
care.
fine.
I'm not even gonna lie. Fuck it. It's terrible. Hate it. We're gonna get demonetized for this episode.
Would you be upset if I showed up on the next show dressed as a Star Wars guy?
Which yeah, I would actually.
Full makeup, Admiral Akbar. Full.
Do you know what
Admiral
I find
Akbar
the
makeup.
cringiest thing? The cringiest thing, and I think this is kind of people that do the Wookiee, like the growl.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like the Chewbacca impression.
The Chewbacca impression. I think it's the most disgusting sound anybody can make.
Like in public.
anything, like as a joke. Like people make it like, oh, Star Wars, whoa, they make that stupid sound. It drives me insane. I go into full rage.
MG, do you have a good Chewbacca?
No, he already is a Chewbacca.
No.
Grunts.
This guy's a Wookiee. I have an amazing Chewbacca, but I will not burn your ears out. I feel like you're upset enough as it is right now talking about Star Wars. You're going to get off the show today and be like,
I'm
Jess,
shaking.
They made me talk about Star Wars.
I'm shaking. I'm so mad.
Jess, you're not going to. And then your dad's going to be like, oh, that's cool.
Hey, listen, let's watch. No, put it on. It's good. Put it on. Watch it. It's on Disney. Put it on.
You like Indiana Jones, though, right?
I love Indy, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, love Indy. Indy's cool.
That's okay.
That's the guy. He goes, that's not a knife. This is a knife, right? That's the same guy.
That's him, yep.
Yeah, there you go.
That's him. 100%. Got it. That's him. Indiana Jones, Australian accent. Perfect.
All right, let's go into Collision and then do Q&A, and I got to get out of here to go to Trunk or Treat.
All right. AEW World Champion MJF defends against Kenny Omega tonight. Stacked show, like the name of our episode. We have a Friday night fight. AEW Women's World Champion Hikaru Shida defends against Abaddon. Abaddon's back. Great.
No,
Jay White.
Halloween.
Yeah, yes. Halloween. Oh, yeah, it's a spooky episode.
That's why.
Yeah.
Jay White versus AR Fox.
Yep.
And House of Black's Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews in trios action. I love that they interrupted every part of Collision last week.
Yeah, they took over. I thought that was cool. I thought Collision was a good show. AEW Dynamite next week. Orange Cassidy defends the AEW International title against Claudio Castagnoli. Here's our full gear lineup, and we're going to go into our Q&A. AEW World Champion MJF defends against Jay White. AEW Women's Champion Shida defends against Toni Storm. Timeless Toni Storm. Love that gimmick. ROH Tag titles. MJF defends against the Guns. This is when they need to take those titles off of him.
Yep.
Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne versus Sting, Darby, and a mystery opponent.
And Turnbuckle Dan.
It's
going to be Flair.
Yeah.
God, I hope not.
Imagine. Do you think he's got one more in him, Andrew?
I don't know. I mean, you do a tag, he comes out, he comes in, he just does woo, 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 and then a figure four and you're done. Okay, fine. Yeah, he could do that. Is he going to take, did he take a backdrop on that final match that he had?
I think he took one.
And it looked as dangerous as ever, right?
Yeah.
He
took one and he landed all discombobulated.
Yeah.
And also tonight we have NWA Samhain at 8:00 on Fight.
Yeah. Nobody knows how to pronounce that pay-per-view.
It's for the Celtic, or you could just say Samhain.
No, you cannot say Samhain. You cannot say Samhain, apparently. Samhain
tonight, 8:00 on Fight.
Yeah.
And check out our Billy Corgan interview from last week.
Yeah, we had Billy on it. It kind of went everywhere. It was great. He gets a lot of shit. People say he's a jerk. He's very nice to us, and
he was very sweet to us.
Yeah, very sweet to us. But you know what? Constantly he does though when we're off the air, he just keeps going. The world is a vamp. I'm like, I get it, dude. The world is a vampire. I get it. You've been saying this for 30 years. We get it. The world is a vampire. I want him to dress up like the old Billy Corgan when he comes on next time.
Oh, same here.
Yeah. All right, I got 10 minutes. Let's do a Q&A. Hunter's in the room. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, you can't come on camera. Your mom has to fix your pants, though. And tell her to pin it up. Okay? All right, let's do Q&As, guys.
MG, punch him up.
Okay, we only have a couple right now, but we'll go to them.
Guys, get your questions ready. If you want to super chat us, we'll answer your questions first. We're going to get out of here in about 10 minutes, so make your questions good. Make them nice and tight and delicious.
Yes. Here we go.
All right, hit it, MG.
There's the first one. In terms of convincing AEW talent to jump ship, Lexa King is more important than Jade or Cody. I took this as a question. More than a comment.
In terms of convincing AEW talent to jump ship, Lexus King is more important than Jade or Cody. No, I think Jade or Cody is very important. I think people realize there's always an opportunity somewhere else. I think Jade is very important. I think Cody was very important. And I think whoever else the next big name is going to be even more important. They're just showing you that, hey, you can be a top star here, and look what we could do for you. The way they're presenting Jade is obviously because she is a huge star, but it's also an example of, look what we could do for you. We're going to get you on red carpets. We're going to get you on the Tonight Show. We're going to get you on, Jimmy Kimmel. We're going to get you on all this stuff. We have our William Morris agency arm now. This is all together.
Mm.
So I think it's more important for Jade and Cody, people at that level.
All right, what's next?
Another one. Okay. How long until Ric Flair, Arn Anderson?
And Dean Malenko attacks Sting. That's great. Yeah. The Horseman. Horseman! He's just start doing it. Just doing a lot of this. Can he do this? Does he have the rights to this? I guess he does.
Does WWE still have all the Horseman stuff on lock?
Houseman, yeah.
The Houseman. It's interesting that Flair, it's interesting that Flair is in AEW now, because didn't WWE just release that Flair documentary not even 2 months ago?
Yeah, a new one came out. Flair was supposed to be there when the Dark Side of the Ring stuff happened, and he was supposed to be Andrade's manager. And I think he was supposed to show up at the Arthur Ashe show, that first Arthur Ashe? Or was it the second one? Second one.
Interesting.
I think that was the story, that Flair was supposed to show up at that Arthur Ashe show and be Andrade's manager. I could be totally wrong. I could be making this up. But I know that he was coming in.
He was supposed to be the first one to present the belt, right?
Yes, and that 100%. He was supposed to be the first one. They had Brett do it,
which I think was kind of worked out better.
Yeah. Well, also that title is kind of an homage to the Big Gold, Yeah.
All right. So what else we got, MJ?
All right. Here is. Okay, I'm gonna save that one for last. Here you go.
Which NWA wrestler? You read it, Rich.
Hashtag Ask Mattman. This is from Noob & Co. TV. Which NWA wrestler that WWE is interested in signing and why? 1, Natalia Markova. 2, Camille. 3, Kerry Morton. 4, Kenzie Page. Also, kudos on the Billy interview last week, guys. Thank you. So who's NWA more interested in signing? WWE more interested in signing from NWA? I
think Camille. I don't know specifically, but I know that Kerry Morton, people speaking very highly of Kerry.
Yeah.
It's Ricky's son, so how do you, he has that gift in him. Natalia's good. Camille is good. I don't know any specifics of who they're looking to sign, but I think they're good for Kenzie again. I think NWA right now is getting, that CW deal is going to bring new eyeballs to them. I don't know how many, but I would stay if I was them and kind of build their craft over there.
Now, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Top 3 signings from AEW that WWE would make in a heartbeat.
Ricky. Right?
Ricky Starks.
Okay.
Ricky Starks. You're saying just AEW town. I'm not even going to go into
just
people
AEW
that were
town.
there back.
Yeah.
MJF.
Okay.
Jay White.
Ooh, that's good. I would throw Britt Baker in there.
Okay, maybe Britt. Yeah. I think they have their eye on a lot of people. It just really depends on who's available and when. Ospreay, for example, everybody wants Ospreay.
Yeah.
That's the big free agent right now, and he signed with Barry Bloom. So
we'll go right into that question.
Oh, There's you go. If you could only sign one in 2024, who do you pick, MJF or Will Ospreay? Oh man, if I'm WWE, Brian Knight, am I WWE? Because if I'm WWE, I'm going with MJF, right? Because he has the promos down, and they care for that.
And he's got the in-ring.
Yeah, he's got the in-ring. So if I'm WWE,
he seems very
MJF.
coachable too.
I think Will Ospreay's unbelievable.
I think Ospreay would do okay now in this environment of a WWE. If Vince was there, Vince probably wouldn't have been able to get over his accent.
Yeah, Vince doesn't like
accents. I think Ospreay is on a kind of GOAT style trajectory at this point, right? The dude has had a phenomenal 2023. Personally, as a fan, I do feel like Ospreay not needs, but I think Ospreay should have had those accolades. I don't think he should be a guy that never got a chance in WWE. I think he should take like a 2-year contract, see what happens, go to AEW, and then win their world title.
Yeah, I think Ospreay has a lot of upside. I think MJF's the answer, though. He's more of a complete act. And he has the presence of a world champion. You look at MJF goes to WWE. I would be, if MJF were to go to WWE, I would be shocked if that man doesn't hold a world championship. Okay. Would I be shocked that Will Ospreay never got it in WWE? No, I wouldn't.
I do think he should do some time in WWE, though.
Listen, eventually everybody ends up there. So I think MJF will eventually end up there. I think Will eventually end up there. That's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a territory. You do everything you can, and then you leave for a couple of years. That's how it used to be. And then you come back. And it wasn't a negative. It wasn't a bad thing. It was good. You're leaving. You're going to do some more work. Like Cody, right? If Cody ever went to AEW, I wouldn't be shocked if he went back. Be a bigger star than ever.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think, I would not count Moxley returning as Dean Ambrose within the next 5 years.
Oh, man, I don't want to see that.
No?
No, I want him. I like this Mox.
Settle down. Kid's a little older. Triple H calls him up with that money.
At the end of the day, that's all that matters. All right, what else do we have? Give me another question. I got to get on 2 more questions.
I got 2 questions. Yep. And this one. Can we all agree we need an MJF?
Yep.
Go ahead,
MJ. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Can we all agree we need an MJF Ric Flair promo segment on the ramp just once? I think that'd be great.
Oh, yeah. Back and forth screaming? Yeah. I'm the world champion. No, I'm the world champion. They're doing a back and forth. Great. Then Jay Lethal comes out and starts doing his Flair.
And then just somehow starts doing his Macho Man.
Andrade comes out and does a terrible Flair impersonation. All right, what else?
By the way, that's who I think should be that mystery partner.
Andrade?
For Sting and Darby.
Yeah.
Makes sense with the connection to Flair. But anyway, okay, this is the last question.
Yeah, last question.
This one because why not on the subject?
Oh.
Brian Knight.
No, nightmare. That's a nightmare episode.
Rich versus Andrew in a Star Wars deathmatch when? But what does that mean? Do we just throw Star Wars figures at each other?
I'll just melt like Anakin Skywalker. I'll just melt in a pile of pus. That's what happened to him, right? Isn't that what?
Yeah, that's Obi-Wan.
Yeah, see?
That's Obi-Wan
Obi-Wan had the
Kenobi.
high ground.
It's not Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's not Obi-Wan.
No. Oh, you're talking about the. Okay, I get it. Yeah, that scene.
I've seen them all. Okay, I've seen them all. I've tried.
I think he's a secret Star Wars fan. He's got a closet that's just full of Star Wars shit at home.
Just Star Wars stuff.
It's boarded.
Give us one more. Give us one more good one.
All right, one more.
All right, see if we got one.
Guys, we need one more question. Give us a good one. Not Star Wars related. Preferably wrestling related. Even though I will answer your Star Wars questions.
Yeah, I don't have one. Come on, guys.
Oh my God. All right, I'm done.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
How come we got to come up with the questions? Why don't you ask us one?
Pro Wrestling Joe, I got a question for you.
Yeah, what was what are you guys doing this Halloween?
Yeah, what are you doing? Who are you dressing up as Halloween? I'm going to be Mario. I'll post it on my.
Who are you guys dressing up as?
I'll post it on my Instagram.
I can't wait to see your Mario. Is it your Mario? Is Jess is going to be Luigi?
Jess is going to be Luigi.
Is Deacon going to be Waluigi?
He should be Waluigi, dude.
He should be Waluigi. I've said this for years.
Hunter's Bowser and Taylor's Princess Peach.
That's very cute. What about Fred?
He's Yoshi.
You didn't make your dog Yoshi?
No. Fred. Fred? Who would Fred be?
Toad.
Yeah, Toad. Dude, he's Turkish. Toad. You know that? Did you ever hear that?
Nice. I've heard that rumor.
Yeah, I've heard that rumor. He's Turkish. All right, guys, that's it for this week. What? I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it.
All right, let's get out of here. I gotta go. I gotta get ready. See you guys later. Bye for now.